CPAs, accountants, and bookkeepers, you want great clients, but you hate marketing and sales. I hear that from you all day long. I'm going to solve that problem for you in this video. If you stay to the end, I'll give you an extra bonus on how I can help you get you a great client with never doing marketing and sales again. So let's just jump into it real quickly. I hear this. I've now been doing this for 9 years, and I talk to 15 to 20 accountants, CPAs, and bookkeepers every week, and have done so for the last 8 years. And you all tell me over and over and over again, and this isn't everybody, but most of you, that you became an accountant, you love numbers, you love math, you don't love, not as good in the liberal arts side of things. More than likely you're introverted like me as well. And just because you're introverted like me, I can still talk to people. I can still talk on a video here. I can still connect with people, but I don't love parties. I don't love to, me and my wife do things at home. We don't love to go out to big groups. We're more of alone people. I think a lot of accountants are similar. Again, love numbers and math. And when you hear the words marketing and sales, it makes you tense. And again, this is like me. You don't like it. You don't want it. And that's why you're in accounting. So first off, let's just start with math since you're good at math. So obviously, if we don't like marketing and sales, but we want great clients, it makes sense that it would be easier to get fewer clients that are higher paying than a whole load of low paying clients. That's just math. So this is my contention. 2 great clients will grow your practice faster than 20 mediocre ones and with way less stress and much more fun. And so let's just do some simple math and let's even change the number 20 to 10. Say I've got 2 great clients paying me 10 grand a month each. I'm probably spending 25 hours a week on those 2 clients. I'm bringing in 20 grand, maybe even only 20 hours or 16 hours once I get my systems in place. Now, if I have 10 or 20, at say 2 grand a month, 10 clients at 2 grand a month, it's the same 20 grand a month. But if you have 10 clients and you tell them you're the CFO and they're paying you 2 grand a month, they're going to want your attention every bit as much as those 10 grand a month clients. So the math is very simple. If you have a bunch of low paying clients that want your attention, you're going to have a lot. It's going to be harder to provide them value because you got more of them, and they're going to still want your attention, and it's going to be more stressful. So let's just start with the number of clients. I play around with numbers. You can play all kinds of ways. So this is still, in my opinion, low paying. In a good industry, a low paying client's probably more like 7 to 12 grand a month. But say you have 2 even at 5 grand a month. That's a 120 grand income a year. 2 clients at 5 grand a month, you could probably do that in 1 day a week. So you could bring in 10 grand a month, work 1 day a week, have low stress, and be killing it. Or look at another math, 3 clients a day, 0.5 grand a month. Again, that's a $300,000 revenue source, and that is not a full-time job. So you can scale whatever you want. But again, if we're going to build out our CFO advisory firm, we want to have a client acquisition and pricing system. So we want to get kind of the nuts and bolts, the bells and whistles figured out. It doesn't mean we have to do a lot of marketing or sales. I still want to have just a basic marketing platform. I want to make sure my LinkedIn looks good, especially. We've got a lot of ideas around that. And then at least a simple one-page website. It doesn't have to list 80 tabs and 80 services and all these bank recs and things you do. No one reads them much. If a CEO ever looks at your website, it's probably because they've already met you and they're just checking you out, and they're going to spend less than 15 to 20 seconds on that site. Same on your LinkedIn. But we can do a few things to make sure our name's good, our logo's good. We get a couple of things and then we're done with it forever. And also we got to have a high-powered offer that's going to show a lot of deliverables because we want a higher price. And then we want to have what I call a VIP system. That's what I'm going to talk about next, because this is the true secret. If you hate marketing and sales, I'm going to even narrow it down. I'm going to get rid of the V and I and go straight to the P. The P is the secret, and we can get clients without selling, spamming, any of that stuff ever. So VIP is valuable expert, instructor, participant. And at the very end, I'm going to show you something, even a tweak on this that makes it even better. And so we're really going to focus on the P part of this, valuable expert. So if you're in an industry, you want to, of course, know the accounting rules, the GAAP, the tax codes, the court cases, but we also want to know about the products, the brands, the software, what's going on in the industry, where the events are, what organizations are involved. We really want to know what's going on. That will help us both find clients quicker and serve them better. When I say instruct, sometimes people get terrified. I'm not instructing. You don't have to instruct. I'm instructing right this second to you. You can do a webinar, a video, you can write a blog, you can do very little of this. And I say really at the very simple level, we simply, as we meet prospects and then as they become clients, we're always instructing them. They often don't know what they need. They might think, oh, I got to have bookkeeping and a tax return. That's required. I hate it. It's a cost. But they don't know they need world-class reporting or all their risk mitigated or other things as well. So we often have to educate our prospects. Now, this is the biggie. This is the secret. If you want a secret, this is a secret, and I'm telling you right now, and I have proven this myself for the last 30 years and with hundreds and hundreds of people over and over again. We simply get involved in an industry and from top to bottom. So we want to join some local, at least one or two local or regional organizations. So we're kind of planting seeds in our community, but also at least one really good national organization that can bring us leads from, say you're in Kansas, you can get leads in California, Florida, New York as well. And this is where it goes back to the introvert, because I don't like parties and I don't even like events that much or organizations, but I've been a mentor. I've liked to volunteer. And I know from talking to many of you all are volunteering in your community. You're doing things at your kids' school or with Big Brothers. You know, I joined Big Brothers when I was still back in the early 80s in college in Boulder, Colorado. I was a CASA, court-appointed special advocate. My wife and I ran a mentoring organization for 15 years called Touchstone Youth Project. So I've been doing mentoring and giving back all my career. I like to volunteer. And there's no better way to get involved in an industry than to join a couple of organizations, offer to volunteer, get involved. They're all doing stuff. They want help, and it's a lot of fun. And we feel good. We're giving back, and we're just connecting with owners left and right. We're building trust, which is key to landing a high ticket client with a good offer. And by the way, I've been teaching the VIP system for quite some time, but one wildly successful person in my program was like, Andrew, if you just do the P, that's all it takes. By the way, by participating, you're already instructing and building your expertise as well. So it truly is the secret, and you will be in front of your clients and connecting with them in a real way, not spamming them, and be learning. And by the way, when you meet people at these organizations and events, and a lot of events are digitally and online, so you don't have to go in person all the time, but we always ask about them as we meet the CEOs. What do you do and why? And what's your company like and the size and growth and all that stuff. And then eventually they ask us about us. And we don't, oh yeah, I'm just a CFO in this industry. I like to, I'm really involved. I love this industry. I love to help out. And then, oh, I need a CFO, or yeah, I have a bookkeeper and she or he's not doing a great job. So again, this is really the key. It's about business development and building trust. It's not about email lists, just doing posting left and right, writing blogs, spamming email lists, doing paid ads, being pushy. You don't have to do that. You don't have to spam people on LinkedIn like I get spammed all day long. Really, this is what will do it. By the way, if you want to learn how we do it in our industry of cannabis and hemp, we have a complete client acquisition system where we both help you build out the nuts and bolts of your marketing platform, but we immediately get you involved in the right organizations and events in your area so that you will literally on day one in our program be meeting and connecting with business owners. And again, it's very simple. Think back to the math. We want one or two good clients at first. We're going to do good work for them for 4 or 5 months. Then they're going to refer us to others in the industry for client 3 and 4. And we're going to grow very slowly because we're going to be looking at clients in the 10 to 20 grand month range. And so we don't need 20 clients or even 10. We need 4 to 6 good ones to really have a sizable firm. Here's the bonus. This is the most important decision. So if you like the VIP system, you hate marketing and sales, you need a great industry. Period. I tell people this is like picking a major in college. You can be successful with any major in college, history, English, Latin, some crazy major. But if you pick a great major like physics or accounting or pre-med, you're probably going to be successful quicker. It's the same in the industry. You can be successful in nonprofits, but it's going to be tough. Nonprofits don't like to pay CFOs a lot of money. Why? They want to do it to program or name an industry. So make sure to pick a great industry. If you pick the wrong industry, and I talk to people all day long that do that, you're going to struggle. It's going to be hard. and you're going to be kind of paddling upstream. If you pick the right industry, you're going to thrive really quickly, and you're going to be like, oh, the light bulb's going to come on. And again, I talk to people all day long that go into generalist CFO programs, and the first thing after they pay someone 10, 12, 15 grand, that quote CFO says, hey, you need a niche and you need to become an expert. It's like, great. Then they come to me because they picked the cannabis and hemp niche. By the way, out of the 1,000 industries or niches you can pick in the US, there's maybe 5 good ones. You're going to find VCs, angel investors, startups, rapid growth. There's nothing that has a curve like this. This is just the facts of the last 12 years. It doesn't matter who is president. Doesn't matter if we had COVID. We were going up and to the right in the cannabis industry. On December 18th, 2025, President Trump made this order ordering Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, to complete moving cannabis to Schedule III. That is the biggest news we've had this century. This process was started under Biden 2.5 years ago. We're at the final step to get it signed. Schedule I are criminal drugs under the DEA, so heroin, LSD, meth, peyote, cannabis, unfortunately. Those drugs are supposedly have no medical value. That's now proven wrong, and so cannabis is moving to Schedule III, which includes real medicines like Tylenol, codeine, steroid shots that we get, testosterone, ketamine, things like that. They're still regulated, but they're legal medicine. And so that's going to be the biggest boon to this industry. And we're going to see the biggest growth in the next 24 months we've seen in a long time. This industry wants you and needs you. Again, we're in the eastern half of the U.S. alone. I think we're going to see between 75 and 150,000 new startups, most of those funded with 5 to 10 million on day one. We need CPAs, accountants, bookkeepers, CFOs. It's the time to get involved. There are industry organizations everywhere. I'm going to show you a couple of pictures and you'll just see some of the fun. Ray's over there on the left, longtime customer. Christy's on the right in the red dress. They've both been longtime members of ours, and there are just literally hundreds of groups and events. Here's an event at the Colorado Rockies game in a dugout. Many people in our program having a lot of fun. And this again shows we can have fun. Those letters behind my head are true. We can actually get paid what we're worth, have an enjoyable life and career, make a difference both in a meaningful industry and for our clients, and enjoy ourselves. And you can see these events are fun. We have a good time. I'll go back to Ray. He spends part of his year, and he's young, in Wisconsin. When winter hits, he goes to Mexico for 4 months. Then he likes to tour Europe for the cannabis events over there in the spring. So he kind of bops around the world and serves his clients from all over the world. We're also very active in lobby days in DC every year. There's 2 or 3 events, and we're on the Hill, and we can get anyone in our program that wants to go there. Christy will line them up and get them there as well. And again, on the organization side, there are hundreds and hundreds of these organizations. Women Grow and the Women's Chamber of Commerce and Blunt Brunch and NCIA and the Hemp Beverage Alliance and Freedom Grow. And that's on the national level. And then things like every state has like Ohio Cannabis Association, the Ohio Farming Association of Cannabis, the Ohio Hemp Association, the Ohio Retailer Dispensary Organization. So you've got lots and lots of states. All 50 states have these both in hemp and cannabis. And then we have national. And so there's veteran groups and there's every kind of group. So if you have a background that's a connection to one of those groups, you jump in, you're going to meet lots of owners there. You can volunteer. You can, if they like you, you can try for a board position. They all need treasurers, which we fit in as good. And again, this is the fun way. You can land clients by doing this and getting involved in these organizations without ever marketing or selling to anyone. You just connect, you warm up, you build the trust, you do a discovery call, you get an offer and say, hey, I think I can actually help you. Once we've warmed them up a little, I think I can help you. Here's an offer. They can say yes or no. So we don't do marketing or sales at all. Same on the event side. There are meetups at brew pubs in every city in the U.S. There are golf outings. There are whitewater trips. There are boat outings. There's Major League Baseball game outings like I showed you there. And then there's some of these big ones, these massive stage events like MJ BizCon's the Granddaddy and the weekend after after Thanksgiving every year in Vegas. So you can go to big events, small events. And by the way, there's hundreds of digital events every week of the year as well. And so no matter where you are, you can find these events. They're a ton of fun. You meet people and connect as well. So that's all I've got. That is the secret. I've told it to you. It is 100% guaranteed to work. If you want to get into this industry quickly and have us help you do that very quickly, we would love to have you. And again, these words are real. It's not an either or. It's not like, to make a ton of money, I have to work 60 hours a week and be miserable and hate my boss. No, we can actually make a ton of money and enjoy ourselves and make a difference both for our clients and the industry, and actually be in love with what we do and have fun, work fully remote, and be our own boss and be dope. Thanks for watching.